Okay, so I'm going to give two pieces of advice here. One is, yes, you are to dispose of any interest accrued on your in your bank account, and the most important thing is your intention. You are not to expect any reward from that, but you can give it to the causes of the poor, right? So something that, particularly it's better to use it for things like, building something, constructing something, and so on and so forth. A road, something of that kind. Now, this is an assumption. I think you're going to have to go and seek clarification on this. My assumption would be that Muslim charities would take this kind of money, provided that you specify that this is what it is, and they would be able to make sure that that money gets processed and given to the right source or to the right recipient, or is used for the correct causes. So check that, okay? Inshallah ta'ala. Check with the Muslim charities, Muslim Aid, Islamic Relief and others, whether they can dispose of it. But your intention is important. You are essentially disposing of that money as opposed to giving it, or as opposed to it being an act of generosity for which you seek reward. There is no reward for this. So that's one thing. The second thing is that this interest can be stopped, by the way, as far as I know. It can be stopped. I know that in my family people have stopped it because they just can't be bothered with the hassle. So if you... I've answered this question before now, actually. I'm getting deja vu. If you happen to be a person who struggles to keep account of things like this, and you're worried that it could just accumulate, the best thing to do is to just have it stopped. But if you can easily account for it and so forth, then you could simply just give it to the poor, like this brother is suggesting. Another thing also I'm going to throw in is, do try to open up a bank account in an Islamic bank as well. Okay, I'm a big supporter of Muslims finding their own alternatives, and even though we might think that they are weak and the service isn't as good as others, etc., etc., obviously they can't overcome those weaknesses if we don't give them our business. All right, so do try to open, even if it's a second or third account, do open an an account with an Islamic bank. And try to use that because it's a way of supporting the effort to try to find an Islamic alternative, and these alternatives can only get better, both in terms of their services but also in terms of their Sharia compliance, if we utilize the kind of budding effort that exists now. Okay, Jazakumullah khair.